Hey guys, thank you for tuning into my channel. In my last 10 years as an entrepreneur, I've never had any burnout at any point in time, and I've enjoyed my work most of the time as well. And in this video I'm going to talk about 5 reasons that I believe I was able to do so, and these will also be like 5 productivity hacks, and you could also say that it will be like 5 ways to enjoy your work more, which will lead to less risk of burnout, which is what everybody wants. And during my time as an entrepreneur, I have actually tried everything from working 7 days a week, 16 hours a day, and then now I've been able to work my way towards only working about half a day, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week. So that's a pretty nice difference. And I think working a little bit less hard is something that we all should aim for, to give more room in our life for hobbies and family and friends, and just recovery and studying and learning new skills and stuff. So it's not just all a grind, you know? Okay, so the first tip, if you should only take one tip away from this video, this should be it. So that will be never to work as fast as you can. Or in other words, always try to work a bit slower than you're actually capable of. Because actually if you work at 80 to 90% of your work pace, the feeling will be entirely different, and the amount of fatigue you put on yourself will be much less. But the end product and your output will be similar. And in the long term, you will actually be more productive because you avoid these big dips where you get like overworked and stressed out, where your performance or productivity will take a dip. So by avoiding these dips, you will have a more steady productivity level in the long term, and that will both be way more enjoyable but also more productive, and you will get closer to your goals at a faster rate, and you will have more fun doing it at the same time. You know, life is about 95% journey towards your goals, and it's only about 5% of the time that's actually spent accomplishing the goals and like feeling that victory. So you also should do a certain amount of effort trying to enjoy those 95% of your life, right? And one way I try to lower my work pace is by imagining that I only have to work at around 60% of my maximum work pace. But what will actually end up happening, when you actually get into the swing of things, your work pace will automatically get up to a pretty decent level at probably around 80 to 90% without even trying, just by simply being engaged at the natural flow of things. Now let's go to tip number 2, and that is to mostly focus on what's right in front of you. Instead of spending a lot of time being up in your head and thinking about the future and worrying about things you cannot control in the future, try to spend most time focusing on what's actually in front of you in the physical world, and what you can control and what you can do right now. And that will remove a lot of stresses that are just imaginary, basically, about the future. Things that might not happen, things you might not be able to control much anyway. So by focusing on what you can control, you actually spend more time making a difference in your life and managing what's in front of you, and that is kind of a relief to just be in the present moment. It's a pretty simple tip. Focus on what's in front of you. Okay? Then you don't worry too much. Eliminate the worrying by focus on what's in front of you. Right here, right now. Okay, tip number 3. Get enough sleep. Getting enough sleep is like having all the nuts and bolts tightened well and correctly in a machine, okay? If you don't get enough sleep, it's the same as just loosening up all the screws and bolts and nuts, and when the machine starts working, it just starts falling apart gradually during the day. and quite quickly in some cases. When you wake up with enough sleep, you feel way more ready to get to work and feeling well about getting to work. And it's free. Like, getting enough sleep is free. So just go to bed a bit earlier and you will make a huge difference in your own life. So, sorry Arnold, you've probably heard Arnold Schwarzenegger, he says, just sleep 6 hours, that's his tip, and so on and so forth. It's such a simple thing that makes such a big difference. So that was my third tip. Okay, tip number 4. That's also a really important one. That is to know when to start taking your foot off the gas, so to speak. If you're starting to feel fried or worn out, you wanna start slowing down a little bit and recover before you start to work yourself into the ground. And you could compare this to running a marathon, you know? If you enter a marathon race sprinting, you're not gonna complete it and you're not gonna enjoy it for sure, okay? You wanna manage your pace all the time, and if you start to feel like you're getting too burned out or fried, you have to lower the pace down to a scale where you can feel that you're recovering and starting to feel like that you have normal energy again, okay? Another thing you can look out for is if small tasks that usually feel easy start to feel more difficult and start to feel like bigger tasks. That's also kind of a warning sign that you are maybe pushing yourself too hard and you need to take the foot off the gas a bit. Another thing you can watch out for is if you're in the big picture, spend more time feeling super busy than feeling just engaged in your work like at a normal level. Give yourself some space to actually enjoy the process of working. And that might even result in better quality work as well. Okay? Tip number 5 that I think can be really helpful in trying to avoid burnout and basically enjoy your life more is to remember to be social and spend time with friends and family and spend time laughing, having a good time at least once or twice per week. Usually if you have a good night out or something, without being super hungover of course next day, it adds a good perspective to life if you're with good people. I think it's probably very deeply wired into us as humans that we need to have good people around us. I think it makes sense. You can tell me in the comments if you think it makes sense or not. I would be excited to hear that actually. So these were my 5 tips of how to avoid burnout, how to enjoy work more, and also how to increase your productivity maybe with 5 uncommon tips, you could say. These 5 tips are entirely based on my experience as an entrepreneur. It's not scientific, it's not something I've read anywhere. I hope you liked them, and if you did, remember to subscribe, give it a like. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Working for many years in life is similar to working for many years during your life is similar to running